Good afternoon. The famous American philosopher Yogi Berra once said, if you don't know where you're going, you might not get there. So I think on today, when we're marking the 127th anniversary of our organization, that we should take a few minutes to think about where we are going. And history tells us that the best way to determine where you're going is to look at where you've been and where you are. So bear with me for 5 minutes and 13 seconds. You're right, I did rehearse and time this as I recount where we've been and where we're going. So, where have we been? In 1890, the Westhampton Country Club was formed with specific objectives to organize and encourage sailing, baseball, and dancing. Now, as a result of some of the debt that was incurred during the Great Depression and destruction of property by the hurricane of 1938, the Westhampton Yacht Squadron separated itself from the Westhampton Country Club and formed a separate identity in 1939. Now, while there are no records of baseball games or dance contests, there are many, many logbooks and records that record the history of sailing on Moriches Bay and the other bodies of water that we call the Great South Bay. Consequently, the recorded history of Westhampton Yacht Squadron is not about the dates of constructions of buildings. Buildings can burn down, they can be moved, they can be purchased, they can be sold. But our history is one of sailing and the people and the boats that they sail. First, the boats. Early serves of our sailboats were unique in design. No one, two were the same. So a complicated formula was used to classify them into 4 racing classes. Part of this formula was to determine the square root of the sail area. That's quite a task considering there were no calculators or computers in those days. The crews for these boats were professionals. They were hired by the owners of the boats and they were paid $4 a day. That's $120 in today's money. The only exception was that the helmsmen were required to be amateurs. The biggest change to racing on the Great South Bay came with the introduction in 1909 of the one design sailboat, the Special Sloop, or SS. Now, over the years, one design boats have gained and lost their prominence and advantage as new shapes of sails were designed and introduced in our club. Chief among these were the Indians from 1920 to 36, the Shorebirds from 24 to 49, the MBs from 1924 to 40, the Stars from 28 to 50, the Lightning from 47 to 52, the Narescatuck introduced in 1949, the Sailfish from 51 to 60, and Jolly boats from 1955 to 1965. Now, who were the sailors? The list is substantial and reflects early pioneers as well as several generations of sailing families. It's literally a who's who of who's sailing in Long Island. The following people were repetitive champions, not only at our club, but also on the Great South Bay. Halstead, Atwater, Cuthbert, Hanson, Finner, Medina, Halleck, Symes, Fink, Rice, Andon, Tuthill, Nagel, and Smith. These are revered and honored names which are commemorated on our club trophies and plaques. Among these, Peter Finner and Sis Rice competed at the national level for a combined 20 times, and their highest finishes were second and third respectively. Well, that's our past. Where are we today? Well, the SS and the Narescatuck still sail on the Great South Bay. New additions to the fleet include the Sunfish, the Lasers, 420s, Flying Scots, and the Optimus. And the sailors? Today's champions include Sue Jenkins, Janet Jergowitz, Paula DeWittiak, Sunday Schermeyer, Brian Fife, Norm Wentworth, Ed Sergan, Hampy Smith, Getz Grossman, and Nick Baruso. And where are we going? Our future is being written by the young sailors in our club. And what an exciting story it is. Their history includes an unprecedented 4-year run as the winner of the Great South Bay Team Race Bowl, which is awarded to the junior team with the best record in inter-club competition among the 20 clubs of the Great South Bay. The leaders in this group include, in the junior division, age 18 and younger, Griffin Sisk, Ava DeWittiak, Wally DeWittiak, Emma Strabel, Henry Smythe, Jay Jackie, Tim Jurgelwitz, Danny Strabel, Matt Linehan, Alex Wilsinski, Emily Malpass, and Jesse Stoller. In the midget division, 13 and under. Now this group is particularly impressive since each one of these individuals has been a Great South Bay season champion in their class. Bridget Sisk, Maeve Sisk, Kirsten Sparks, Jack Schultz, Kean Curran, and Daniel Hale. I'm confident that among those 18 names, there's at least one more Peter Finner and one more Sis Rice. In conclusion, I sincerely hope I leave you with the thought that our past history is inspiring and that our future is secure. Thank you.